What's up, guys? I am going to do a quick little foam rolling workout or like warm up that I do. I already did a warm up video for you guys, so you guys can check that out if you want to look at like just a different warm up. Blake's over here on the treadmill, don't fall. So if that's what you hear back there, so he's going to warm up. He's going to do one of the workouts with me in just a minute. So if you guys were curious about foam rolling, I'm going to show you real quick. I have this on my groin and adductor hip flexor area because y'all know my hips are crazy. So for the foam rolling exercises, I guess that I do, can you turn that down just a touch? My treadmill's so loud on it too. Obviously, I have a foam roller here. If you guys don't have a foam roller, they are really easy to find. You guys can just go to Amazon and get them. If you wonder about this exact one, I can ask Matt. Obviously, I get mine at CrossFit. So what I'm going to do for foam rolling is I'm just going to simply set it on the floor. Hey, put the incline down. Let's go all the way down.
All the way down.
Yep, I'm going to pause this because... So you're just going to sit right on it. Okay, and you're going to find... So for me, my hip is obviously one of my areas that I need to pay special attention to. I almost always start on my hip here. So I'm just going to start here. Sorry about the quality of the video. Yeah, and I'm just going to start here, and I'm just going to kind of find a spot that's a little bit sore, and I can almost feel like a knot on there. Okay, please don't fall. And you're just going to kind of sit on that, and it feels crunchy, for lack of a better word. Okay, and I'm just going to sit on that spot just for a second. So I'm going to sit back. That's too fast for backwards. Okay. And then I'm just going to kind of roll my leg, if you guys can see this. Oops. Okay, just like so. You don't want to stay on a sore spot for too long, just enough to kind of get it warmed up. Okay, I'm going to do the other side. Same thing, I'm going to work around this spot. This hip feels a little different, so that same spot in the glute is not as tight as this side. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the side, find a spot. If there's no spots in your hips, that's fine. Just generally roll over them. Most people can find a tight spot there though. Okay, remember, foam rolling is optional. It's something that works for me. So if you've been wanting to try it, I suggest that you do, especially if you have some old injuries or some tight areas. It's super helpful. All right. So, after I get done with that area, I would have stayed a little bit longer on there, but for the purpose of the video, I'm going to go a little bit quicker. I'm going to start at that starting point on any joint that you're working on, and I'm going to go all the way down the back of my legs. Okay, I'm going to go hamstrings, calves, and then back through. I'm going to do both sides, and then I'm going to go to my back. Okay, so I'm just going to go hamstrings, kind of roll over that for a second. I would spend longer time, again, probably about a minute on each one. And then I'm going to take my calves and kind of roll that as well. You can find some sore spots again, not really sore, but just kind of tight spots. And then you can sit on a spot and rotate your ankle if you need to. Okay, and then I would do the other side. When I'm done doing that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my back. So I'm going to walk my feet down, cross my arms in front of me. Sorry about the video here. And then I'm going to go across the back of my shoulders. Okay, again, I'm going to find some tight spots in my traps, and I can sit on that, rotate that through just a little bit. It should not be too painful, but you'll be able to feel it. If it's really painful, obviously don't do that. Just kind of go around there. It shouldn't bring you pain. It should relieve some pain, okay? So you're going to come here. I'm going to do both sides. I would do it longer again if I was actually doing it. And then I'm going to find spots on my low back. Okay? So after I've done my entire back and the back of my legs, I'm going to move to the front. Again, I'm going to start at my hips. I always suggest starting at your hips no matter what areas you have going on or if you're just generally doing it, just because it's a good starting point. You can go top to bottom. How you doing, Blake?
Good.
Good. All right, so here, again, I'm not really sure if you can see this. Okay, I'm going to start at my hip. I'll start at this one. Okay, right on that hip flexor. Okay, and I'm going to find a spot and just kind of move it back and forth. One side's going to be a little bit more sore than the other for me. Once I'm done doing that for about 30 seconds or so to a minute, I'm going to go all the way down the front of my quad, okay, to the top of my knee. Obviously, don't foam roll in your knee because that can hurt. Okay, so I'm going to go to the top of my knee, and I'm going to rotate on my side just a little bit. I hope you can see that. And then I'm gonna come down the side of my leg. Let me see if I can do this here. Blake, I should have had you be a cameraman.
Yeah, I know how to be a cameraman. I do it for Layla.
I know. And I'm going to go to the side of my leg. The IT band area a lot of times is a issue for some people. It gets tight, you know, that pulled on that knee a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do that on each side again. And then I'm going to do, you can even do your adductors here. Okay, and that's just by kind of rolling over your adductors. Okay, then you're going to go below your knee. This is a whole process, you guys. It takes probably about 5-10 minutes or so if you're quick. 5 minutes. If you want to take a little bit longer, you can do longer. Okay, and then I'm just going to go over my shin. So a lot of you guys have had shin splits or whatever, some tightness in there. Again, if you're having like random knee pain, I'm not a doctor, I'm not diagnosing, but these are some things that you could possibly take a look at. Maybe some tightness in your hips, your hip flexors, maybe your mattress you're sleeping on, how you're sleeping, all make a difference sometimes, not everyone, but it's definitely worth looking at. And then you're going to roll across your shins here. Okay, and all that does is, for me, just gets me a little bit warmed up. It helps me.
Sorry, a lot of people are drumming in the treadmill.
Our treadmill's loud, and they always say it. Or he says it sounds like little. He said it sounds like little people are drumming in the treadmill.
It really does.
It kind of does. So, and then after that, I go into my stretching routine. Again, this takes a little bit of time, but it's worth the effort for me. I do this before getting on the treadmill. So I do my coffee, I do my devotional, I do my journaling. I have my workouts set. Either I write them. If you guys are doing the workouts with me, you'll have those all ready for you. If you're doing them yourself, obviously I like to have a plan, so I don't waste my time when I'm doing my workout. After I foam roll and stretch, I'll do my treadmill. So, or whatever else I'm going to do. Okay, so after I foam roll, I'm just going to do some general leg stretching. Okay, I'm going to cross this leg over, push with my elbow on the back of my knee here. So that's pulling this leg over. And then I'm going to look back. That's two different stretches, okay? So here, I'm stretching this, and then I'm looking back. Okay, so that's two stretches. And then I, of course, will do the other side. Like you're going to stretch, you're going to go grab some water. Okay. All right. After that, I come down. After I do those stretches, I come down onto the floor. Okay, I'm going to bring my knees in towards me. Now, this is something really cool I like to do. Again, these are all things that I've kind of combined over the years of, kind of dealing with hip and knee instability and issues. I actually will take this. So I'll take this hand and this hand. Put them on my knee. So this one is on the front, this one's on the front of my knee, this one's on the top of my leg. I'm going to push into those hands. Okay, this is kind of advanced. If it doesn't make sense, then obviously don't do it. Okay, I'm going to push and I'm going to push. Okay, this for me just kind of helps my hips a little bit. And then I'm going to push out with a little resistance and then in with a little resistance. Okay, and then I'm going to pull my knees in towards my back. Like, don't do it. And then I'm going to stretch one leg out here, and another leg out here. Okay? So it just looks like that. Okay, so here and here. And then those other movements were here. Push, 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 push. All right, after I do that, I take this leg over, stretch it over. My arm is flat here, so I'm stretching out my chest.
That's a super good one.
Yeah, and then across here, okay, your IT band, your glutes, everything. You're gonna come back up, reset, and I'm gonna do the other side. Again, if you can't go that far, that's okay. Do the best you can. And every stretch isn't for everybody. So if it hurts you, like I said, obviously don't do it. And you're gonna come stretch. And many of you will be able to stretch further than me. Okay, but again, this stretches out the glutes, kind of gets the hips in line, stretches this out all the way through. Okay, you can also do that without the arm, whatever is comfortable.
I have a good stretch.
You do? Okay, we'll show us in just a second, okay? All right, the other one you can do here, you're just gonna put your leg up here and kind of rotate those ankles. Okay, up, rotate your ankles. You guys, if you're doing this along with me, just pause the video and do this, for about 30 seconds each side, because I was just kind of going through it quickly. After that, I roll over on to my belly. Okay, again, these are things that I picked up from chiropractors, from physical therapists, from doctors throughout the decades of me going to the doctors for hips and knees, all of the things, fortunately. All right, so this one, I'm just going to have my feet flat, feet together, and I'm just gonna push up slightly, okay? This for me was a strengthening exercise that I learned from a couple different physical therapists that just kind of helped kind of reset and not put so much tension on my hamstrings. I do this in bed before I get out of bed every day. I think Blake's even seen me do this. I'll just come up about 3 or 4 times.
I've seen you do it like 20 times.
Yeah, small little movements. Okay, you're not overarching your back or anything. It's just tiny little movements. It's not a push-up. Okay, when I'm done there, I'm gonna come up onto my hands and knees, and I'm going to come down this way, all the way down. Stretch that out. It's gonna stretch out your shoulders and your back.
That's called a cat stretch.
Is this a cat stretch?
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
That's a cat stretch.
Feels like a cat.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, and then you're gonna come up here. What's this one called?
Underdog.
A downward dog.
Yeah.
Okay, this is, you're gonna feel that in your hamstrings, again, your shoulders.
And your back.
And your back and your glutes. And then just reset that back. Okay, and then you guys, if you watched the other stretching video, you saw when we did some standing. You can't really see me, Blake, you can stand right there if you want. And then you're just gonna reach over. Okay, one leg, one quad at a time. Do the other side. Back up a little so they can see your face. Other side, and then put both feet down. Okay, you're gonna cross this arm, cross this leg back behind this one, just slightly. Yep, and then you're gonna take this arm and reach over. If you can't, there you go. So you should be able to feel that all the way through there.
Yeah.
Okay, then you're gonna do the other side, cross over. If you don't have good balance, you can hold on to something, and then you're gonna reach this side over, reach over, reach over. Okay, you should feel that all the way through there. Okay, then you just wanna rotate your arm around and around.
If you do both arms, that's an arm circle.
Yeah, and then you can do backwards arm circles. Good, and then reach your hands over your head. Grab your elbow.
I do this one all the time.
Good. Yep, here, so you're gonna stretch your tricep, not as much as Blake, because he's got more stretchy joints than we do.
Like just this far.
Here you go, and then do the other side. Okay, good. Now, if you can do this one for me, this would be super helpful. You're gonna take your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Now, Blake can do the split, so we're not gonna do that. But we're gonna come down and we're just gonna stretch to the side. Yep, so you're gonna stretch that adductor out a little bit. Okay, yep, yeah, so if you can, as far as you can, okay, and then stand up, reset, and then go to the other side. Okay, so obviously he's stretching out. That's a great stretch, you guys.
Right here.
Adductor.
You can really feel it.
Yep, okay, now stand up. Can you sit down on the floor for me? We'll show one more. Okay, sit down on the floor,
and then
feet together.
And then I got a little bit.
Okay, and then you're gonna just reach for your toes as far as you can. Yep.
If your toes are easy, go for your ankles.
Yes, and try to keep your feet, that's right.
Yes.
And then you're gonna take your feet this way. Take them out. You can take your sandals off if you want.
Yeah, and then don't let your knees come off the ground.
Yep.
That's the main part of it. It's just to help stretch your body out. It's called a pike.
A pike. Okay, so like I can only go to here. So Blake can reach his toes. Okay? And now
I can reach my ankles.
Okay, now you are going to take your feet here. Take them out. There we go. And then you're going to reach for your ankles.
Oh yeah, I do this all the time.
Okay, at gymnastics.
Right side first.
Yep, so you can do one side at a time.
Yeah, I can go pretty far out.
Okay. Okay, and then you're going to do the other
side. If you
side.
guys did not hear that, I'm surprised.
I heard that pop.
Yeah.
It's just air in your joints. All right, that way. Doesn't hurt anything. Okay, and then you're going to reach as far forward as you can with your feet. Again, your knees down and your feet up.
Knees down, feet up.
Yep, and then you can do that. I can't do that. I used to be able to go all the way to the floor, but now, here, I'll show them how unflexible I am now that I'm almost 40 and I've been injured. So I can only come to here, and that's as far as I'm going. But that is a good stretch for me. So if you're flexible like Blake, like I used to be, then you need to do what works for you. This is still getting this nice and warmed up for me.
I have some good ones.
All right, you can show them real quick.
I have like 4 or 5.
Okay, show them real quick because this is already a 14-minute video, so we got... Okay, good.
It helps with like your shoulder that you're on. It helps. Like sometimes you might hear a pop or two.
Do you do this in gymnastics?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to another one because remember, we can't do it too long. They just got to see the
A
demonstration.
seal stretch.
What is it? The seal? Okay, so you guys do this. They overextend more than I did, so this is actually stretching. Okay, you got one more for us?
I got 2 more.
Okay.
Just do this, like put them backwards and then forwards.
Yep, so if you can't go backwards, like I could not do that backwards, but I could definitely rotate my wrist.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I got a couple more. I got 1 more.
Okay.
Roll your ankles around.
I forgot that, yeah. So that's when I was rolling my ankles up in the air. You can also do that on the floor there, for sure.
Or you could just roll them right there. Both ankles.
Yeah.
And then I have no more.
Okay. All right, so you guys can take what you want from those stretches and do what works for you. Do a good stretching routine for about 5 minutes. You want to spend stretching, maybe 10 minutes, and then you're going to do about a 10-minute warm-up or so, 5-minute warm-up if you're not doing your cardio, and then you can get right to the workout.
This is a good one too.
Oh yeah, so you can do that one.
You just cross your leg over and hug it.
Yes, if you guys can do this, or even if you have your kids working out with you, that'd be great too, because Blake has a couple workout videos, and I'm sure he wants to start doing some more.
I have one on YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube, so I think he wants to do some more. So,
I have it's called Kids Workouts, and then it's on my channel.
Okay.
BMG.
All right, so that's your stretch.
Kids Workout.
Yeah, we'll put that up. We'll put that up too, and we'll get some more stuff on his channel. So let me know if you guys do this stretching. Again, you guys can come up with your own. That is my personal routine, and that's obviously some things that Blake does in gymnastics, which I learn from him all the time watching them. So it's super cool. So have a great workout.